Coming up on the Hilton Head News, a bull shark takes a bite out of a boy's surfboard. The boy's okay. We'll have details. Also ahead, we go to football practice at Hilton Head Island High School. Stand by. The Hilton Head News is next. Welcome to the Hilton Head News. I'm Allie McNair. The town of Hilton Head Island may wind up paying an additional $375,000 for its new fire station off of Queens Folly Road. That's because last month the construction crew found chunks of asphalt, concrete, tree stumps, and irrigation pipes buried in the soil at the building site. The Island Packet reports that the debris isn't contaminated, but about 6,500 cubic yards of the material has to be removed and replaced with new soil before the station can be built. On Tuesday, the town council voted to pay up to $375,000 to the contractor that's building the $3 million fire station. Well, plans to renovate the Metropolitan Hotel and its annex are moving forward. That's according to hotel officials. The general manager of the hotel tells the Island Packet that the annex, which racked up more than $4,300 in fines for fire code violations last spring, has been cleared, and the company will begin soliciting bids for a new roof. Residents of Forest Beach had complained about the appearance of the hotel. In June, hotel owners announced plans to renovate the annex and convert the annex into a hostel, as well as housing for foreign students on work visas. Well, if you want to become part of Hilton Head Island history, the organizers of the 350-30 celebration have come up with a way for you to do just that. They're collecting submissions for a time capsule that will be buried later this year after the week-long 350-30 festival that runs from September 30th to October 5th. There's a website where you can submit photos, drawings, letters, and anything that can be stored digitally. Event organizers plan on transferring submissions onto SD cards. The website where you can input information for that time capsule, celebrationhhi.org/time-capsule. Well, there are plans to open that time capsule in 20 years, the 50th anniversary it will be of the incorporation of Hilton Head Island. Here's what's happening around the state. Some South Carolina legislators think there should be more regular hearings with state agencies to expose problems and discuss how the legislature can help resolve difficult issues that might otherwise be hidden from public view. According to the state newspaper, those opinions were expressed after last week's meeting of a Senate committee with Catherine Templeton, the director of the Department of Health and Environmental Control. Templeton was there to answer questions about why more than 50 school children who tested positive for tuberculosis weren't screened for the disease until 2 months after her department learned that a school janitor likely had an infectious form of TB. Well, after that meeting, State Senator Tom Davis told the state newspaper that it's the job of the legislature to act as a watchdog over state agencies. He said, quote, "This is what has been lacking at the state level. It's an important role in the checks and balances system for the legislature to play, end quote. While 400 law enforcement officers from across the state are attending a 2-day meeting to learn about gangs. The South Carolina Department of Corrections Gang Conference will focus on identifying violent street gangs, as well as threats and contraband inside of prisons. The State Law Enforcement Division and Criminal Justice Academy will be among the presenters at Midlands Technical College. A 10-year-old boy who had a close encounter with a shark at Folly Beach on Sunday is fine, but a surfboard isn't. According to the Post and Courier, an 8-foot bull shark took a bite out of the boy's surfboard during a competition. The boy was able to unhook the leash to his board and swim to safety. A spokesperson who was at that event says it looked as though the shark got tangled up in the leash. Well, bull sharks are known for their aggression and for swimming in warm, shallow waters. Local officials say such attacks in the area have been rare. And we have more news about sharks. A new species has been discovered off the coast of South Carolina. Its named the Carolina hammerhead. Researchers think the shark can reach up to 11 feet in length and weigh about 400 pounds. A team of scientists with NOAA, the University of South Carolina, University of New Orleans, and the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources made the discovery of the Carolina hammerhead after more than a decade of research. Are you looking for a job? The Department of Public Safety is searching for 65 candidates to be among its newest troopers with the South Carolina Highway Patrol. Recruitment meetings are being held this month at the headquarters of each of the patrol's 7 troops. The next training class will begin in January. Applicants have to be at least 21, no criminal history, have a clean driving record, and live in South Carolina for at least a year. Officials say they'll talk about physical fitness standards, benefits, and salaries for troopers at those meetings. Well, when we return, we'll find out about a well-known visitor scheduled to visit Hilton Head Island. Here's a clue for you. The speaker's last name is Zuckerberg. Lynne Hummell of the Hilton Head Sun will have details.
I'm here at the top of the Harbour Town Lighthouse with Nadia Wagner. She's the lighthouse keeper. Nadia, this is a Hilton Head icon, but many people don't realize it's so much more.
It is, Debbie. The view is so thrilling. Many people don't realize you can climb to the top. We've had many marriage proposals, even weddings. You can shop at the top for gifts you won't find anywhere else and wave to friends and family on our live webcam. It's the high point of the Low Country.
You do not want to miss this view. What's the admission cost, Nadia?
It's only $375 per person, and kids 5 and under are free.
Make this a must-see while you're here on Hilton Head. Thanks, Nadia.
Thank you. See you soon.
Lynne Hummell joins me from the Hilton Head Sun. Hi, Lynne.
Hi, Allie. How are you?
Fine, thanks. We're starting to hear about the Hilton Head Institute. Can you give us the latest or some details?
I sure can. We just ran a story about this very interesting group in our August issue of the Hilton Head Sun. The 7-member board of directors of the Hilton Head Island Institute and its executive director have been working for untold hours since they became incorporated in 2012. This group is a result of the direction by Mayor Drew Laughlin in 2010 for a task force to create a report on the island's future. And the formation of the Institute was one of 11 action steps in that report. The purpose of the group is to brainstorm ways to enrich the quality of life on the island for the future. And to help them understand what people want and what the town needs, they are seeking to bring together a diverse group to discuss some issues and some solutions. And their long-range goal, of course, is to be the steward of the culture of the island as it reinvents itself.
It's been compared to what they hope to do down the road to Chautauqua. What kind of format are they looking at as far as getting people together and coming up with ideas or really stimulating some thinking?
Right. They're starting out with a series of lectures, the first one being September the 12th. This is by documentary producer Robert Hutton on the world of imagination. And then in October, the Calabogie series will highlight the history of the island and the environment. And the final piece is a 4-day series called Imagination 2013 out at Honeyhorn. And that will feature lectures, debates, and panel discussions, and some very interesting speakers. Facebook visionary Randy Zuckerberg, who is the sister of founder Mark Zuckerberg, is one of the presenters. And people can find out more at hiltonheadislandinstitute.org. A lot of good stuff going on.
Great. And speaking of good stuff going on, I know there's an exhibit right now on Hilton Head Island that really takes a look back at some of the island's history, right?
That's right. We're living here, we sometimes forget that in addition to being a wonderful place to live and play, it's also a place of a lot of history. And for instance, more than 150 years ago, the former town of Mitchellville, which is located in the island's midsection, was home to freed slaves from the region. And this was the nation's first freedmen's village, and it was sanctioned by the government. It was named for General Ormsby Mitchell, whose idea it was to give the land, which was formerly occupied by his Union troops, to the freed slaves. And starting this week, a historical exhibit titled Dawn of Freedom will tell some of the story of the village and its occupants. The exhibit is on loan from the McKissick Museum at the University of South Carolina in Columbia.
Great, Lynne. Thank you so much. And I know that is actually on exhibit over at the high school. We appreciate your time, Lynne Hummell of the Hilton Head Sun. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Allie.
Charlie Clark, Vice President of Communications for the Hilton Head Island Bluffton Chamber of Commerce, joins me here on the Hilton Head News. Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Allie.
Well, I know that you do a business barometer survey for the Chamber, and you've got some preliminary results in, right?
We do. You know, Allie, we always do a membership survey on an annual basis, but what we've decided to do, because as we all know, business changes quickly, we're doing something called the Business Barometer Survey. This is something that will be happening every quarter, which will allow us to sort of benchmark those basics in the business community as to how the business community is feeling about our economy, what are their top priority items. And it will also allow us to take a little bit of a deeper dive on a variety of subjects.
What are some of those subjects that you might delve into with a little bit more depth, or any new areas really that you're finding out about?
Well, I think this business barometer that was just deployed in partnership with USCB, they're the ones who do the survey for us. We're looking at business and sustainability. This is something we felt there was a lack of information on, a lack of overall information in terms of businesses and how they're working with sustainability. Are they working with sustainability? Are they being environmentally sensitive? And what can we do as an organization and as a community to work with them in that, if that's in fact the case?
It's got to be great to have the resource of the University of South Carolina when you construct and really do these surveys for the Chamber.
Absolutely. You know, their research, they have a great tourism research department, really good at what they do. They've helped a variety of organizations, not just ours, but other nonprofits and other for-profit private sector businesses throughout the community and throughout the state with their research needs. And we've always found that working with them, you make sure that the questions you're asking are strong, you make sure that everything is tabulated in a way that makes sense, and you get some really great information that you glean from the business community at that point.
Have you figured out yet, Charlie, I know it's really preliminary information right now, but are there major concerns or common themes that you're hearing from businesses in 2013?
You know, there are. And what we like to do too, it's really interesting, Allie, to take those and compare them to our annual business survey that was done in January. And in a word, you know, what we're seeing in the business community right now, from based on preliminary results, is optimism. We're seeing folks really optimistic, especially we're asking the question, how do you feel about our economy as a whole at the national level, at the state level, at the local level? And we're finding a lot of business community folks are optimistic about what's happening, especially in our local business community and where their businesses are headed. We're also seeing too some of the questions they have about what's coming down the pike.
And I would assume people would be optimistic in the present, even having only lived here, say, 4 years. I noticed that there's been a real uptick in traffic, or at least it feels as though tourism really, compared to, say, 3 years ago, has really picked up. I mean, anecdotally, can you tell me that that's the case, and that might be the reason for some of that optimism?
That is the case. We're watching, you know, some economic recovery happening at the national level. Obviously, that's happening here locally as well, as we've talked about before. The over $200 million in economic investment that's happening right now in our community. With that brings some confidence, and we're seeing that in the survey. Interestingly enough, what we're seeing from a concern level in the business community from our preliminary results, which isn't that different from the original membership survey we did, is economic uncertainty. Businesses are still a little uncertain about where the economy's headed, what's happening, and you can see it and you can feel it. So that's one of their concerns, as well as what really moved up the ranks this time around thus far in our preliminary results is healthcare concerns. With healthcare being in the news a lot lately, businesses are wondering how that's going to impact them.
Well, you mentioned, you touched on it, businesses being concerned about the future. So is there that real tendency to feel a little tentative as far as building up your employee base or expanding your businesses still?
You know, we've asked that question as well in the survey, and preliminary results are showing that people are, in fact, looking at their bottom lines. They're feeling optimistic about that. They're feeling optimistic about their workforce options, but the economic uncertainty is still coming to the top as one of their main concerns, and that's something we want to be able to ascertain and look at and monitor on a regular basis.
Well, Charlie Clark, Vice President of Communications for the Hilton Head Island Bluffton Chamber of Commerce, I'm sure you'll be bringing us back some more results as you get them in, and we appreciate your time.
Thanks, Allie.
Coming up, we'll get a preview of the talent that will be on the field this year for Hilton Head Island High School's football team. Also ahead, James Wedgeworth gives us an update on the state of real estate and what it means when you say shadow inventory. That's coming up next.
The
The Westin Hilton Head Island Resort and Spa is celebrating its grand renewal. Relax and unwind at the totally renovated resort featuring new pools, lush gardens and courtyards, guest rooms, ballroom, main lobby, conservatory, and more. Enjoy family fun on the beach, improve your game with unparalleled golf, indulge your senses with newly inspired low-country cuisine in our refreshed restaurants including Oceanfront View 32 and Barony Bar, and rejuvenate at the Heavenly Spa. Stay for a night, a weekend, or more at the Westin Hilton Head Island Resort and Spa. Be well, be Westin.
We are back with more on the Hilton Head News. Have you ever heard this terminology before, shadow inventory? If you're wondering what it is, we have with us now Realtor James Wedgeworth. Full disclosure, he's an advertiser here on WHHI-TV. Hi, James.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Okay, what about that definition? What the heck is shadow inventory?
People ask me that every day. Shadow, because it's been in the news a lot recently. Shadow inventory is, well, let me give you an example. Say I go to, you call me up and you say I want to sell my house. I go over and I say, Allie, your house is worth $600,000. You go, oh no, Jim, it's worth more than that. We got to have seven. We got to have seven. I say, well, you can wait until the market improves. So even though you're ready to sell, you're not ready to sell at the price at the market dictates at that time. So if the market improves a little bit, you call me up and say, hey, the market's better put my house on the market. So shadow inventory is homes and villas that people want to sell and they're waiting for the market to improve to sell. So as soon as the market improves, they put it on the market, it becomes real inventory.
Okay, well, let me ask you this then. Things are getting better in the real estate market. If there are shadow inventories out there and people say, now it looks like I'll get what I'm hoping to get, is the market not then affected by a flood of homes or inventory and then things will slow down?
Yeah, it kind of comes in spurts. There's been, obviously, the last 5 years, your house was worth less every day there for a while. So people didn't put their homes on the market. Now they're putting them on the market. So the inventory dips a little bit. The shadow inventory comes in and the market increases again. And we all know inventory controls prices on any commodity.
Where are we seeing that shadow inventory price range entering the marketplace? Is there any dollar range?
Mainly in the over million market.
Over a million market. So those are starting to get listed again.
Well, yeah, there's more of those coming on the market.
Okay, and have we seen, you mentioned there was a reduction in inventory of the lower priced homes on the island because they were all going. Is that still the case? Not a lot out there?
The under 500 market is fairly strong. Last time I checked, there was 3 months supply under 500. There was a 12-month supply from 500 to $1 million. There was a 24-month supply from $1 million to $2 million.
Well, as always, it's great to hear that information from you, Realtor James
It's
Wedgeworth.
always good being here.
All right, thank you so much for your time. It is time for the DaFuski Report here on the Hilton Head News, and to deliver that report, Mary Amonitti. Hi, Mary.
Good morning. How are you today?
I am doing great, thank you. You've got some information for us on an activity over at DaFuski that had to do with the community park, right?
Yes. On July the 22nd, DaFuski Island First Park, they had the groundbreaking ceremony, and we're really excited about that. The people that have been involved, the friends of the park, they are just elated that this is going forward, and we're looking forward to having a lot of people that are coming over to visit DaFuski, to visit the park, and hopefully we'll be able to tell some of the history that goes along with getting that park.
Well, it is kind of a long history at that. For people that live in Bluffton, Mary, or maybe are visiting the Bluffton area, you've got some information for them if they don't want to make the quick trip over to Hilton Head Island to jump aboard the public ferry. There's another option, isn't there?
Yes, there is, and it's the May River Excursion, and it's a water taxi service to DaFuski. And if anyone wants to take a ride over and they don't want to come all the way over to Hilton Head, they can call the May River Excursion and set up a time to get over there.
Well, that sounds great. You know, fall is really getting closer by the minute here, and I know you want to talk a bit about a particular event that'll be going on at DaFuski that people will want to check out.
Yes, I tell everyone, in the fall, October and November are my favorite months to be in the Low Country. And on DaFuski Island, they will be having their 9th annual Autumn Fest. and they can contact the Daufuskie Island Tourism, the Ben-Year Foundation for more information. There will be lots of vendors there, great food, lots for people to do. The hours are going to be extended, so there's plenty of information. If they go to the Ben-Year Foundation website, they'll be able to gather all that information, and we'll have some more information for our viewers in the next 2 weeks.
I hear it's a great time and something definitely for all of us to look forward to this upcoming fall. Mary Amonitti, as usual, great to have you here on the Hilton Head News, and thanks for your time.
It's always great being here, and thank you.
And when we come back, a look at this year's football team at Hilton Head Island High School. Stay with us.
Welcome to Brown Golf, where playing here has its rewards. Purchase a 20-round package of golf prior to May 1st, 2013, and receive a full day with yours truly. That's 18 holes of golf, 2-hour mini school, and lunch. To purchase that package, go to browngolfmanagement.com. That's browngolfmanagement.com. Now, let's go humble the golf course.
We're back here on the Hilton Head News. School football practices are already underway here in the Low Country. We have a look at how the Hilton Head Island High School team is shaping up for this season.
Hi, this is Kayla Logue here at WHHI-TV. I'm here with senior Chase Reinhardt. Can you tell us about how you feel about the upcoming football season?
I feel really good about it. We've been out here working hard, making sure to get everything right so we have no mistakes on the field this year. We're 100%.
Okay, great. Can you tell me what position you're expecting to play?
Fullback and linebacker.
All right, thank you so much, Chase. I'm with Coach Bush, the defensive coach. Coach, can you please tell me how you feel about the defense this year?
Well, we're going to be young. We feel pretty good about it, but we're really young at all of our spots. But right now, I think if we're aggressive and we understand our assignments and just play as a team, I think we'll be pretty good. But we're still going to have a lot of adjustments during the year. But it's going to be just one of those things where, you know, each game we're going to have to figure out what's going on and how the guys respond to what we're trying to teach them. So it's about reading and recognition right now, too.
Okay, can you tell me about some of those key players returning this year?
Well, obviously we returned Puna Ford, who is an outstanding player. He was an All-American here last year. He just committed to the University of Louisville. And then we also returned Khalil Lewis, who set a school record for rushing yards last year. And then also Chase Reinhardt at linebacker. You know, those are our three seniors that we're really hanging our hat on that we expect a lot from, including Logan Ballard and Lucas Castavelli up front.
Okay, that's awesome. Can you tell us about a few newcomers that might be making some noise out there?
Well, John Beatty had a phenomenal summer and has had a good going into the fall. You know, he started for us last year as a freshman. He's going to be a big-time player. Tyler Hamilton is another kid who's going to be a freshman who's really done a good job. And then Aiden Haggerty and Ben Olive at quarterback position have done a great job.
Okay, that's great. And what are a few concerns that you have maybe coming into the opening season game?
Well, I think a lot of times, you know, depth is always an issue. You're not sure how your young guys are going to respond. You know, when we line up with our ones, we're pretty good, but then, you know, our depth after that is a concern. But, you know, just injuries and making sure we stay healthy and we get better every week is the most important thing.
Okay, and then last question. What are some team goals that you have for this season?
Well, you know, we're truly a team that takes it 1 week at a time. We don't say it's, you know, our team goals are a state championship or anything like that. Obviously, you know, we want to get better than we were last year. We want to make the playoffs, and then just make sure we're getting better every single day.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach Payne. This is Kayla Logue at WHHI-TV. Back to you guys.
And that will do it for this edition of the Hilton Head News. I'm Allie McNair for all of us here at WHHI-TV. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you the next time.